Hi, this is Paul Banis with GreatDad.com. Today we're taking a look at the iDevices iGrill Mini. Now this is a newer version of a product that we'd taken a look at a couple of years ago that was called the iGrill. And this was one of the early products in this whole Internet of Things world that we live in. And I'm sure at the time people scoffed, like, you really need a thermometer to check your grill, and why does it have to be connected to a phone and all the rest of it. But I found this thing to be really a lot of fun and very handy when it came to grilling, especially grilling roasts and things that take a little bit longer time that need to have a monitoring of the temperature. So I've been using this iGrill, I guess the iGrill original, for several years, and it had a couple drawbacks. It took 4 AA batteries that burnt out constantly, and usually at the wrong time, and would show the temperature both on an LED readout here and also on the phone. The lights themselves went out all the time, and I quite often lost the Bluetooth connection. So, make a long story short, I'm really happy to see the iDevices people come out with another device. This is the iGrill Mini. There is also a replacement that looks very similar that is an iGrill. The only difference that I can see really between the two is one shows the actual readout of the temperature on the device. The other one, you need your iPhone or Android phone or iPad to monitor that temperature. Very simple, right out of the box. Actually, this is the kind of thing where a little bit too much knowledge can get you into trouble. I made the setup of the whole thing a lot more complicated than it was. But you take it out, you pull a tab that allows the battery to connect. You've seen this type of thing before. You pull the paper tab and the battery then is on. You turn on the device just by pushing the button in the front, holding down for a few seconds. Lights flash here. And right away within the app, the iDevices app, not the old iGrill app if you'd ever had one before, you immediately are allowed to pair with this device very quickly, and that's also in counterpoint to the old iGrill, but also a lot of devices I still see where you have to go into the settings, you have to find the device, you have to pair it there and then come back. Sometimes you have to pair it each time you use the device. This was really dead simple. Then there's the probe for the meat, and I really like what they've done here. The old wire was just a jumble that came with it, and also a really cool feature, which is this little red piece, if you can see it. The red piece is really great because while you're grilling, you quite often want to move this around, and this thing, it gets really hot. You do not want to be grabbing that with your hand. I quite often use the barbecue tongs, which is inefficient at best. I'm really loving this little piece. And then you just plug the one end of the device, it's like a headphone, into the iGrill Mini. This attaches, it's got a magnetic base, so it attaches right onto the grill, onto the side of the grill. In fact, there's a little button in here that if you want to, you can use its adhesive and tape it somewhere else if you want to hang it somewhere on the wall. And then immediately it starts broadcasting the temperature of the meat, whatever this is plugged into, right to your phone. So right now it's reading that temperature, and will continue reading that temperature. The battery itself lasts for 150 hours. But the great thing is you can now go with your phone, supposedly up to a range of about 150 feet. I've never gone quite that far, probably maybe 30 or 40 feet, and know how the meat is cooking while you're away, and monitor the whole. It even graphs the temperature as it's going. And as I say, this is really great. It's nice for a small piece of meat like a New York sirloin that only has maybe 4 minutes or so aside, so you can get that exactly right. But what it's really great for is if you have a 5 or 6 pound roast that's going to be in there for 20 minutes or longer. I mean, I've done pork roasts in the oven with it as well, and you'd be amazed at how often the timing that the recipe book gives you is sometimes an hour off of what the actual is. And by using this, I've been able to modulate, turn down the temperature, wait, turn it back up as we get close to the meal, so I'm not really pressed for time or overcooking the meat way before it's ready. So I love this device. The one thing I do want you to know about because it's happened to me now twice, and it's not happy when it occurs, is that this thermometer probe, like any thermometer probe, it's not special, it's an iGrill, but if you place it in something too hot, it will really quickly burn it up. So at 572 degrees, I mean, literally, if you drop it in the coals in the grill, if you drop it onto a gas flame, you will burn this thing out in not more than a couple seconds, from my experience. And I've lost 2 of these. They cost $15, $20 to replace. So you don't want to do that. And that's the one warning I'd have for you. But at I think these are going for now about $37 on Amazon. This is a great present for dads, for grillers of any sex. It's just really simple. In fact, I've also used it to monitor the temperature when I've used it to make yeast for bread, and it does a great job of monitoring those real narrow temperature zones as well. So again, the iGrill Mini, about $37 on Amazon, and I'd recommend this. So thanks a lot.